Hey, my name is Soko and I'm bringing you footage of Diablo 3 on the Alienware 14. Actually it's Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, although I'm only on App 4, but there may have been some graphical tweaks, so it's worth mentioning that I do have the expansion. The graphic settings, I've got it on full screen, 1920 by 1080. There's not many options to configure here. For example, texture quality is only low or high, the same with physics. Funnily enough, shadow quality has 7 options, which is totally bizarre, never seen that before, i.e. shadow is the most configurable option in graphics. So if you do want to improve the frame rates, I would suggest moving this down to perhaps medium. It won't change that much in regards to the way it looks, it'll look a bit cleaner if you have it as high as you can. The frame rates I'm getting are 40 plus, generally around the kind of 50 area. There are occasions when I'm playing with friends and there's a lot of monsters on the screen, lots of explosion, lots of spell effects, that the game does stutter slightly. So that's worth bearing in mind. So that's the reason why you may want to turn down the shadows. But apart from that, it's a gorgeous looking game, and you know, something like the Crusader with all its different spell abilities. Unfortunately, I didn't choose the right spells in regards to showing that off to you, but it handles extremely well. See if I can take down Ragnarok. I've only got this on hard, and there's a lot of discussion about Diablo 3 and how good or bad it is, and you know, I don't understand. I think people love to hate, or you know, haters gonna hate, that kind of thing. It's a really good game. You know, maybe people who played Diablo 2 back in the day may not necessarily be fans of this game because it's kind of distanced itself slightly from its predecessors. But you know, you can't fault Blizzard for its polish. It's you know, I play a lot of games, and you know, when I pick up a game like, you know, World of Warcraft or Diablo or Hearthstone or even StarCraft, you know, the combat is just, you know, it's just something special. I play also Path of Exile, which is another ARPG, and I do like that game, and I've played a couple hundred hours on it, maybe 200-300 hours, but you still can't beat the combat in Diablo. And I quite enjoy the spells, you know, the way you can kind of flip things in and out. It's relatively simple, which may not appeal to people who kind of like the hardcore nature. Oh, I was lucky, I got that on my first go. So quickly pop in. The other thing to mention is, if you do have an SSD card, or you're thinking about getting an SSD card, those loading screens in between loading through the portals or loading through the gates, they will be quicker. Which doesn't make too much difference if you're by yourself, but if you are with a party of people and they've all got expensive gaming rigs, it can be frustrating to wait as they all go flying off and start clearing the monsters and you're left behind slightly. That's not to say that the hard drive achievements is slow. It's not. I said I've got the hard drive, not the SSD drive, but if your friends all have SSD drives, you may just take a little bit longer to get into those new dungeons and start clearing those monsters. So I'll quickly kill this hammer mash, hopefully without dying, and then I'll finish the video. As I said, I've got it on hard, which is actually pretty easy, especially with the gear I've got. I've got a legendary sword, which is quite nice for my level. Currently level 43. Still can't make my mind up between the Crusader or the Demon Hunter. I'll take this one to 70 first and then make my mind up. Right. Okay, I'll end the video here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you ever so much for watching.